This is Cookie Addicts. If you don't know who she is, she's pretty good at this whole Minecraft speedrunning thing. There's a good chance that, if you're in the Minecraft speedrunning community, you're already familiar with her. She also offers coaching sessions on Mellohi for a reasonable fee, which I can personally vouch for if you're looking for some guidance on improving your MCSR mechanics and game sense. On Twitter, I saw that she had put out a call inquiring into getting a custom keyboard. I responded with, "I'm a keyboard hobbyist, and I've spent way too much money/time on them. My main keyboard is a Keychron Q5 with filmed and lubed Gateron box ink V2 switches and purple ceramic keycaps." I was happy to make a keyboard for her because 1, she's really cool, and 2, it's sort of a keyboard hobbyist stream to actually get to talk about this stuff and do this stuff for someone. I watch a lot of Hippiotech and Clarce's, 2 actually good channels that make keyboard videos. If you like this style of video, but want some actual high production value, and people who know what they're doing, I suggest you go check out both channels. Cookie took me up on my offer and reached out to me. From there, we started to figure out what she wanted from her keyboard. At this point, I had built multiple custom keyboards for myself, but never for anyone else. There were 3 big things to figure out. 1. Keyboard frame or housing, aka which Barebones aluminum or plastic frame she wanted with attached PCB. 2. Switches, aka the mechanism which actually pressed down and registered the key presses. And 3. Keycaps, the visible keys that you actually press. I suggested a Keychron frame, both because I knew they're good and also because I've built keyboards using them before. There are modifications that you need to make in order to make sure they're the best they can be, but I've had experience with those very same modifications, and I was confident that I knew what I was doing. We went with the Q1 because she wanted a 75% keyboard, and she also decided on one with a knob, as seen on the top right. Knobs are great for volume control and pausing, which is what I use my own knob for. She decided that she wanted linear switches, which is a good choice, so I suggested HMX Macchiatos, which I knew would sound and feel pretty good while not being crazy expensive. Finally, she already had keycaps in mind, with these very cute Sylveon-themed PBT Keycaps. PBT is about as standard as it gets for plastic keycaps, so I knew these would most likely be fine too. And thus, all the required elements were ordered and acquired. Here we have the Keychron Q1, fresh out of the box. And the MHX Macchiatos. If anything isn't in focus during this video, I apologize in advance. I don't really know what I'm doing with the video camera yet. And the keycaps as well, with a wide variety of choices for different keys and layouts. Cookie will be receiving all the extra keycaps as well as the extra switches, and the frame came with basic modification tools, so she should be able to change out anything she needs or wants to. Then I started unscrewing the back of the board so I could access the PCB and make the necessary modifications to prevent any sort of tinny or other annoying noises while using the keyboard. One of the screws was harder to get out than it should have been. What the fuck is wrong with this screw? The idea is that we want to prevent any metal-on-metal contact, because that is where the only annoyance could potentially come from with an aluminum keyboard, whereas they are otherwise very, very good. So we are using electrical tape on the back of the PCB in order to give an extra layer of cushion. You could also use painter's tape for this, but I do have to recommend electrical tape simply because this is an electrical device, and it's really not that hard to get your hands on electrical tape. There is also a built-in foam gasket, which is half decent, but it didn't take that long to give the back of the PCB a single good solid layer of electrical tape. You can see here what that finished result looked like. Then I closed up the back of the keyboard and began screwing it together again. Putting the electrical tape on the back of the PCB was the single most involved modification in this entire process, with the only other modification at all being the lubrication of the stabilizers. These are the things that stop your spacebar and other large keys from slouching over when you press down on the far left or right side. They're great, but in my experience, they can be a bit scratchy on Keychron boards, so a little bit of lubricant goes a long way. I kind of overuse it here in a few spots, but ultimately I don't make a mess and the stabilizers sound good. Then it was time to put in the switches. And there is the first switch. Push down slightly, and there we are. Now time for like, I don't know, 80 more. With the switches in, all that was left to do was put on the keycaps, which you can do super quickly like this. And now the keyboard is completely finished. Cookie will have complete control over the backlighting and key binding via the Keychron software, and I hope she enjoys it. I had a lot of fun doing this, and if anyone else in the MCSR community is looking for a custom keyboard, please reach out to me. I'd love an excuse to make more videos like this. And also, thank you for watching this. Now, in case you were wondering what the final result sounded like, here you go, the final sound test.